All right, good morning, everyone. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Friday, everyone. I did see someone did just mention my Twitter handle that is written there is wrong. It is my X handle. Not that I use it very often. It is at the Aaron Trades. So yeah, apologies. That is wrong. I forgot to update it. Audio and video good. Awesome. Thank you, man. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. If anyone's new here, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for about 7 years, and I mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. Yeah, GoTube, another slow day on gold for sure. What an absolutely incredible run. I am home today, guys, and I am on a new mic, so hopefully the audio is okay. Zoom guys, welcome back. Hopefully the audio is good. I didn't have a chance to make it to the office today, so I thought we'll just we'll fire up the stream here at home and we will jump on here. But yeah, what a move on gold here this morning, guys. What a incredible move. Now, I painfully, yes, very good, awesome, thank you, cool. A mic lag? Really? Should be good. If it does lag, I'll try and change it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, huge move on gold today, guys. Very big move on gold. Now, I unfortunately haven't taken any trades yet this morning, guys, and the reason I haven't taken any trades yet is oh, okay, man. Cool. The reason I haven't taken any trades yet is I didn't trade Asia today, and by the time I wanted to trade London, I actually wanted to take these fake out buyers, guys. You know we always talk about these fake out buy opportunities on gold, and once you closed back above 3,300 here at 4 a.m. London time, this is where I wanted to get long. However, gold being absolutely unstoppable, just opened and pushed. There was very little to basically no bottom wick. So what I was anticipating is, we'll get a little bit of a bottom wick, then I'll put my buy stop, and then if we flip bullish, great, I'll get my buys up into 33.16. However, yeah, YouTube. See, I'm reading your comments and trying to look at gold. Gold just opened and just pushed up. So yeah, unfortunately, I haven't got any trades here today, guys. Although it was an absolutely incredible fake out play. Up into this liquidity level was about 150 ticks, which is enormous. At one contract, that's a $1,500 trade. Now I know Dakota did absolutely crush gold buys in slow markets, which was amazing to see. I need to go back and watch that stream. I unfortunately haven't got any trades here yet today, guys. So we are fresh on all of my accounts here, guys. The 100K that I did have yesterday, you guys, I've passed that one as well. So, over the next couple of weeks, I do want to switch out some of these 50s for 100s. Other than my two main ones here, I want to be switching out some of these 50s to get some 100s on here. So that's the plan of action. But for today on gold, guys, this has been a absolutely phenomenal push. 350 ticks here before London Open is a very large push. I know some of you guys did get it, which was amazing. Very well done to you guys who did get it, especially on a Friday. And just having a quick look at the news today, guys, I don't believe there is anything at all today. We did have some US dollar news yesterday, but it didn't really do that much, to be honest. We did have some fake out buys in the pre-New York session, which I'll show you guys as well, but there was nothing too exciting. Nothing too exciting in the news yesterday. Let me just move this over here, guys. But yeah, where do I think gold's going to go to today? Remember we mentioned yesterday these highs up here, which also sits nicely around 33.50. Good morning, Aaron, for your work. My favorite show on Topstep. Roland, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you tuning in. If we have a look at the quick daily here, guys, the reason I haven't jumped in loads of trades today or that much is you can kind of see here on gold. What did we do yesterday? We came up, we liquidated previous daily highs, and we also tapped into previous daily lows. Now, although this was a very, very, very nice level of daily support, the fact that we grabbed the highs, grabbed the lows, couldn't really close in any direction is the reason I have been slightly more patient today. Although intraday, we're having a fantastic move. I think if we keep breaking higher, this high from the 9th of May and 33.50 look like a very decent target. Now, the only thing is, and this is what we were kind of saying on our pre-London session, you guys who were on the London stream yesterday, remember we said if we wanted to be a long-term buyer on gold, where would it be? It'd be back down at these levels. Well, we kind of came down here yesterday. We held this support beautifully and had a very, very, very nice push up. So solid bounce here on gold to start the day, guys. I don't want to be selling this. I'm going to be completely honest now. The only thing is, and we were just speaking about this on our London session, we don't want to be selling this on gold, but do we want to be buying here after gold's, from the lows of Asia, already had a 450 tick push? Not really, to be honest. It's very hard for me to want to buy up here. My initial intraday target was buying gold up into here, 33.25. Now, we have closed above, so gold looks good to continue higher. However, we need to find a good risk to reward. Look how much we've been pulling up here, and we haven't liquidated any lows. So in order for us to get long here on gold, I would like to see price have a little bit of a pullback, come down, squeeze some lows, break back up, and then fantastic. Then we can get our longs, and hopefully we can play some fake out trades. Now, if you do start closing back below, can we see price pull back to some of these Asia breakout levels? Yeah, we could. It's just not really my job to try and short after such an incredible push higher. So we'll have to take that position as it comes. But yeah, right now we have had a crazy push. So good job to you guys who did get this. I think gold's going to need a little bit of time here today, guys, because you've already had a phenomenal push here at like 4 a.m. Towards the end of the Asian session into very early pre-London. So we'll probably need to see the London Open here on gold for us to want to take any positions on this. I will be trading on the 100k here today, guys. We'll be trading on depending on the risk, depending on if I get a good setup. We'll trade the 100k, but if we don't get that good of a trade, maybe we'll fire up the combine and see if we get any trades in the combine, just to sometimes get a feel for the markets. But more importantly, we should be looking at other markets and other opportunities. So anything you guys do want us to have a look at, feel free to send it over. We can have a look at NQ, ES, we'll look at crude, we can look at copper, see what else we have on the cards today. Coach who never sleeps. Yeah, neither does Dakota. Dakota just showed up on our pre-London stream, and yeah. No, we don't sleep at Topstep. We're always on the grind. We're always on the markets. Yeah, Bitcoin at all-time highs. I know. Bitcoin at all-time highs, guys. Absolutely incredible. An absolutely incredible run. Just hit. Oh, look at that. To the T. Broke 110, which is huge. 110 is absolutely huge. From the 80s in April, Bitcoin's up like 40%, which is absolutely incredible. An absolutely huge push. If you guys did get some plays in Bitcoin, I don't day trade it very much, but for longer term plays, absolutely phenomenal run. 100, yeah, I mean, on the futures chart here, you do still have some highs to come and liquidate. So I don't think this is going to be the top. I think you're going to see this squeeze higher. I know on the spot chart, let me just have a quick look. On the spot chart, I believe you did tap all-time highs already. Yeah, you did. So on the spot chart, yeah, you have already reached these all-time highs, but on the futures chart here, you do still have some room here, which is which is very interesting. I would assume, yeah, you're going to see a Bitcoin squeeze higher. Even 115 would be my next psychological level. So we can bring all of these up. 115 wouldn't be too far away, which is absolutely insane. I was having a look at some other crypto plays, but nothing has been moving as amazingly as Bitcoin. So yeah, let's have a look at let me just fire up gold on this chart, guys. Make sure we're not missing anything here. Goldie's still squeezing higher here. Like I say, I don't want to be shorting this on gold, but we're going to need to see at least the London Open to see if we can get some gold trades. So let's have a look at NQ. I know you did start to attempt to find some support yesterday. Back at what, that 21,000 level, which we can see here is a massive, massive, massive level of support. Now, I do believe NQ is going to have a bit of a pullback of this massive push up that we've seen in May. However, in terms of what we're looking at here for today, there's no real reason for us to try and think that far ahead. We want to be trading what's right in front of us. And what's right in front of us is a potential daily morning star play. Let's do some fresh analysis here. Let's get rid of everything. So yesterday we came down, tapped into previous day lows, held support. And today we are coming down for a very nice bottom wick, especially with gold squeezing higher. You have NQ having a nice pullback here. But to be honest, this isn't a bad level to look for potential pullbacks, especially when you're grabbing previous daily lows. You're coming back down to test some intraday support from yesterday. So where would you be looking at for potential buy targets? The only thing here with NQ is you've kind of grabbed all upside levels. You had a huge fake out trade yesterday. Yeah, gold's still pushing, guys. Gold is on a monster of a run. Completely retracing all of that London move that we saw yesterday. That is crazy. Gold on a huge, 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 huge run. NQ, massive fake out buys yesterday. You grabbed the highs, closed bearish, tapped into previous daily lows, wicked them out and closed straight back above. So you had pretty decent NQ buys in New York session yesterday. Before, you kind of just chopped around quite a lot, tapped into some nice highs, and then you had a very decent sell-off. So what could we be seeing here for any gold news? Let me have a look. I don't believe so. I mean, there's some retail sales numbers coming out for Europe, but I don't think that would give gold this massive move up. Yes, there is. What time was this? Friday, 2 p.m. GMT. When was that? It was quite a while ago. Trump pushes EU to cut tariffs or face extra duties. Could be it. When was that? That was at 2 o'clock my time, I believe? Which is quite a while ago. Yeah, 2 o'clock my time. Yeah, that probably makes sense. That could be a big push. I mean, technical-wise, you know, we were at very strong daily support. Very, very strong daily support. But there was nothing scheduled in. So with gold pushing as much as it is, though, you know, you kind of just have to let it go. Gold is certainly not one to chase and try and catch. And it's also certainly not one to try and call tops. You don't want to be trying to call tops on gold. You also don't want to be shorting from here. You don't want to be shorting from here. You also don't want to be buying because there's nowhere to really manage risk. So yeah, gold is going to require some patience today, guys. So that's why I'm happy to look at some other markets instead, and we'll let gold be gold. And we'll see if we can see some trades on potentially copper, NQ, and we'll have a look at crude as well. So yeah, NQ is at a very decent level of daily support, which could give us an intraday bounce higher. Now, the only thing is, you know, I can't really see any targets for me on NQ. You know, all my best trades on all of these markets are, you know, when I have very clear targets. If I don't have clear targets, it's very hard for me to look for trades. So we'll have to probably see London Open here on NQ as well. See if that hourly is going to hold back above this level, or if you're actually going to close bearish and just continue squeezing. It's going to be very interesting here. I want to see how NQ is going to react around these lows. We have the London Open in about 10 minutes as well, guys. London Open in 10 minutes. So I'm just keen to see what we do with these markets. I do want to have a look on copper to see how we were reacting around them highs yesterday. Remember we spoke about these highs. Wow, look at that. That's insane. Remember guys, we spoke about price on copper coming up to liquidate these highs. And remember yesterday guys, I said after this, I know some of you guys were looking to buy from here. I said I personally wouldn't be buying that. We were buying up into this liquidity level. Well, now that you have tapped these highs, you had an absolutely enormous sell-off yesterday. Like a huge 3% drop on copper in a single session. In a single London session, an insane sell-off. Before then, getting continually bought back up in New York as well. So daily on copper we know has been choppy for quite some time. I don't think yesterday's changed anything. No, it absolutely hasn't. We've liquidated these highs, which was our nice upside target. We've also grabbed the lows. So unfortunately guys, I look at this on copper and I go, if the daily is looking like this, the lower time frame isn't going to tell me anything more. If anything, if I can see the daily's been like this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days, trying to trade the lower time frame is almost setting yourself up to just get absolutely drained in this market. And I don't just mean drained in terms of taking loads of losses, but these are the times where you drain all of your mental capital. And by the time a nicer market does break out and you've been too busy trying to trade this daily range, you'll miss out on good opportunities. So mental capital is very important guys. And markets like this, when you go on a market and you can see the daily is looking like that, don't even look at it. Just be like, okay, cool, that's copper, that's fine. Come back tomorrow. Has the daily broken out? Not quite, cool. Come back the next day. Copper is not one I want to even want to look at for you guys. Although we did call the nice buys up into this liquidity level, this daily is telling me run far away, stay far away from copper. So let's have a look at crude. We'll have a look at ES as well. Did we tap into the 60s yet? Not quite. Remember we spoke about the 60 levels on crude yesterday as well. After tapping into a lot of these weekly highs, holding 64, pulling back into the 60s on crude makes sense to me. Especially, yeah, we do still have these lows down here as well. Yeah, these lows are nice here on crude still, guys. Remember we spoke about this yesterday. These lows still look very nice to me. You have, any rejection from here, you're probably bringing some early buyers, sit some stops just down below. There's a high chance you can see crude squeeze into these lows, which sits nicely with that 60 level. Why does that not stay like that? There you go. So yeah, looking for crude to squeeze lower, kind of liquidate a lot of these lows. Could actually probably set up the nicest. How's the intraday time frame looking here? Nice squeeze up of these highs. Decent sell-off towards the end of the day yesterday, kind of ranged for Asia. I think if you can see crude have a bit of a breakout here, more downside down into the 60s would actually be a pretty nice trade. Now, I don't trade crude on any of my funded accounts, but again, guys, I'm happy to use this combine here with you guys just to take some riskier trades and, have a play around with some other markets. So out of the watch list so far, until we get this London open on gold, there is potential breakout sales on crude, which is looking probably the most interesting, only if you can break out. So let's see if we can get crude breaking out this morning. What else are we having a look at? Anything else you guys want to look at? Feel free to send it over, guys. How did you develop your mindset? Good question, man. I developed my mindset from time in the markets, and I did do a lot of psychology courses as well. Psychology is probably my favorite part of trading. Don't get me wrong, I love doing the technicals here with you guys as well, but the technical part isn't the hardest. Drawing breakout levels on gold or any other market, that's the easier part. Not easy. Trading is not easy, but that is the easier part. Being able to execute well, and think like a professional trader is what is so difficult. And for me, it was just time. Like I always say to you guys, like I wasted 2 to 3 years in trading, just going round and round and round in circles. And I was constantly in the mindset of just trading like a gambler and thinking like a gambler. As opposed to, I finally got to a point where I was like, okay, cool. If I'm going to try and actually give this a good shot, let me try and rewire my whole entire thought process. And, most of the time, when you go down the whole losing rabbit cycle in trading for so long, you're doing wrong and you're not performing to the way that you should be performing. So to me, I kind of got to a point where it's like I kind of have to accept that I'm doing something wrong, and if I want to make this work, I have to change something. So I kind of just started to, journal my emotions more. Everyone kind of journals the trades, the wins, the losses, the P&L, but no one really journals how do they feel. I started documenting more so how do I feel going into this trade? What emotions am I feeling, and what was the outcome when I felt certain emotions? And a lot of journaling, a lot of self-reflecting in trading helped me develop a somewhat good trading mindset. And a lot of things off the charts as well, which you don't really hear too much, especially when you're trying to come up in trading. Like if someone tells you, you need to work out, you need to journal, you need to go do all of things off the charts that are going to help you. You kind of say like how's meditating, how's me going to the gym, how's me journaling going to help me become a better trader? It's kind of hard to accept that in the beginning, but I guess as you progress in trading, you mature and realize that a lack of technicals after a few years probably isn't the issue, and it kind of just takes a while to accept that. So a lot of self-reflection and a lot of just trying to figure out like what you're doing wrong. A lot of lonely conversations that you need to actually sit down and accept and have with yourself and write down. Like a newer trader's constantly thinking about how much money they can make, whereas a professional trader is thinking about how much risk are they willing to take. And I'm always trying to think. I'm always trying to think about like gold right now. Gold's ripping higher. Like the old me would be trying to chase this and trying to jump in longs with no even thought process of how much am I actually risking here. Whereas now I look at this and I go, okay, we've pushed this much. If I try and buy from here, how much am I willing to lose? I'd be willing to lose a lot here because it's already pushed too much, and that's too much for me. So you kind of need to, rewire your way of thinking. And a lot of that just comes from, just asking yourself questions like, like I say, a lot of the mistakes we do make is, what you're doing wrong as well. You just have to get to a point. It's like, okay, cool. Let me just stop doing these stupid mistakes that I know that I'm doing. I know I'm not trying to trade like a professional. And you just have to rewire that way of thinking and tell yourself, no, if I'm going to make a profession out of this, because this is a career that's going to be here for the next 10, 20 plus years, then I need to actually start treating it and thinking of it like a business and a real career, not a get rich quick scheme. And I guess, a lot of that comes with time as well. But like I say, I could talk about trading psychology all day. I absolutely love trading psychology. It's one of my favorite parts of trading. ES, let's have a look. Kind of similar to NASDAQ. I do like how yesterday we closed holding support and grabbing previous daily lows. To me, this looks interesting to have a pullback here. Grabbing the lows, holding support, maybe even to pull back into yesterday's highs looks pretty interesting. I do like this support. It's not an area where I would want to short, that's for sure. Actually, these lows are pretty interesting. Yeah, you kind of look at that. So you kind of tag these lows, you're holding major support. Again, my only concern with ES buys is you kind of already liquidated the lows, you broke back higher, you grabbed the highs, and now you've broken back below. So I know it's maybe not what we want to hear, but again, sometimes we just have to take the markets for what they are. To me, I honestly wouldn't be too surprised to see a bit of a range here in ES today. You have very big resistance here, and you have very big support here. So the only thing I guess I can look for, because we're looking for trades for the next hour or so, which is how we're jumping on, how long we're jumping on here for. But this 4-hour range for me intraday trading here for the next hour is a level where, if anything, I'd want to be looking for longs. Now, if I do want to go long here on ES, I wouldn't buy just yet. I'd want to see a closure back above, let's say 58, 55-ish. Closure back above there, and then I could potentially play this range. But again, to be honest, guys, like this comes back to what I was just talking about in terms of trading psychology, where these are the times where you absolutely mentally drain yourself and you ruin all of your mental capital. And mental capital is a very important part of trading. And, you know, these are the ranges where if you do trade in these ranges, where you know you shouldn't be trading in these ranges and you do end up taking losses, they're the ranges that send you on tilt, because you know you shouldn't be trading in here, but you do trade in there because you couldn't fight the urge to not jump in a trade. You end up getting stopped out, you get annoyed at the markets as opposed to accepting it was you that did something wrong, and then you go on tilt. So, you know, if if ES does break back above here, could you play this range? I mean, you could. Is it a high probability setup? I don't think so, because you can just chop all day long like we have seen. So yes, I think you're gonna need a little bit of time here, guys. We just got that London Open here as well, guys. Gold is absolutely on a phenomenal run. We are just non-stop here on gold, guys. We are just absolutely non-stop. Gold is off to the moon. Yeah, gold is absolutely off to the moon here, guys. What a phenomenal push here. This is, like I say, this break back above 3,300 has given this a huge move. No, that's true. When you're in the range is too low. No, that's very true. What I do is, you know, you don't know, like when you try and trade in here, you don't know that price is going to range, but you want to be able to identify it as quick as you can. Like sometimes I could take a trade, I realize that price is going into a range, and then I just stop as quick as I can. Whereas most people keep trading and they keep fighting the fact that they're in a range. So what you have to do is, you know, you never know it's ranging until you get in a trade. But once you do get in the trade and you can see that we are starting to range, that's when you accept and do something about it. So it's not about, you know, the fact that you don't know you're in a range until you get in it. That's very true. But once you can recognize you're in the range, as quick as you can, do something about it. Don't just sit there, keep trading, go on tilt, lose loads of money, and then blame the markets. And it's true, yes, sometimes you do need a position in the markets to know that we are actually ranging. But the second I get into a trade and the second that I can see we're going to go sideways, I'd step back as quick as I can, because I know these are the days where I give back all of my gains. And these are now the days where I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. We're in a very tough range. I've given it a shot. It didn't work. Accept it and walk away. Can you look at the pound? Yeah, absolutely. We can have a look at the pound for sure. Have some targets above. Yep, definitely. We can have a look at the pound for sure, man. Absolutely. Let's have a look, Craig. Let me have a look, man. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like these NQ longs. I do like it up into here. It's just, you know, is it a trade that I would want to sit in for a couple of hours? Not really, to be honest. Yeah, let's have a look at the pound. How would you recommend the off-the-charts things that are important to trading when you work full-time and have a family and trade? Good question, man. Do something... Again, like for me, and again, it's just me personal, me going to the gym helps me mentally. Something for yourself, spending time with your family or loved ones before you go on the chart could mentally help you. You know, you're just trying to do something that helps you before you jump on the charts. It literally can be anything. For me, it's going for a workout. That helps clear my mind. For you, it might be spending time, you know, with your family or going to the beach with your family before you then go on the charts. Try and do something like I try and say to people, like, try and get a win off the charts before you expect the charts to be your only win for the day. Because if you come onto the charts, you know, with loads of negativity and you try and make this your only win for the day, you're going to struggle. And you know, it doesn't have to be spending hours going out and doing something. If you have a very busy family and work life, man, just put in your headphones, meditate for 5 minutes, and then come on the charts. Start small. You don't always have to, you know, start big and do something huge. Stick in your headphones, 5 minutes on your own, meditate, and then come on the charts. It's something little. It doesn't have to be huge. It's all about taking the smaller steps. What books or audio books would you recommend on trading? Best Loser Wins fantastic one. Trading in the Zone, another fantastic one. They're probably my top 2 favorites, to be honest. I think Trading in the Zone was probably one of the first books where I read it actually like kind of resonated with me. Best Loser Wins is, again, an absolutely fantastic one, because that's what we want to get good at. We want to get good at losing. Like I say to you guys, you know, we are in the business of losing. You guys will never, ever, ever, ever get to a point of trading with a 100% win rate. So if we know that it's impossible, literally impossible for us to trade with a 100% win rate, okay, well then we got to get good at losing. And that's why I say to you guys, like the less I can come on the charts with a predictive mindset, the less I care about being right or wrong. I never care about being right or wrong. I care about trading what's right in front of me. So you just have to learn to become a good loser. Yeah, gold having a little bit of a pullback. I'm watching gold on this chart here as well, guys. You grabbed previous hourly highs, you're starting to have a little bit of a pullback. Let's at least see this first 15-minute closure though. Pound shaping up here. That's a powerful statement. I like it. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I always try and get a win, or I always do something before I jump on the charts. I don't make the charts my first priority of the day. As much as I want to, like I wake up and the first thing I want to do is go look at the charts, especially when I can't, when I don't trade New York session because it's during my nighttime. But I just know that if I roll out of bed and go on the charts and expect to perform, like it just doesn't work. Like, you know, we are in the business of being top performers, and we have to be on our A game to be performers. So doing them things is what truly helps me anyway. So yeah, pound here. Yeah, pound here looks good for longs, to be honest. Let me just have a quick look at this daily. This is probably looking nicer than anything. Daily's looking very strong. I would say, you know, to come up and tag Wednesday's high looks like a pretty easy target. Pound's looking nice here. This rejection from these highs, as long as it hasn't been grabbed on the, let me just have a look on the currency chart. This looks nice. No, it hasn't. Yeah, pound longs look nice here. If you get a strong 15-minute closure here, pound longs up into this liquidity level looks pretty nice. Now, how big of a range is this? Is it worth 14 ticks? I would imagine a lot of people are trying to sell this. More of a chance to see this squeeze higher. So if that's what you were looking at for, if you're looking at, Ian, that does look pretty nice. Yeah, I like this. NQ pushing. Yeah, we got the London Open here, guys. First 7 minutes of the London Open. Yeah, NQ getting higher. If you guys are trading NQ, this looks like a pretty decent target. Having a nice push here off that massive 4-hour support. It's a really nice pound. You know, you grab the lows, you're holding this massive support. It does make sense. It's just, you know, how long could it take? See, I don't trade this very often, but if I had to give a direction here, I would say these highs here look like a pretty decent target. Especially if you can maybe start rejecting from here, give you a bit of a bottom wick, and then you could actually buy this. This looks good, yeah. Gold is having a little bit of a pullback. To be honest, I'm looking for fake out buys on gold. I'm not trying to short this huge move up here on gold. I'm not saying it has to continue, but it's not going to be my short. So I want to see some fake out buys on gold. If we can start closing back below, re-break back above, then great. We could see some squeezes. Let's have a look at the pound. Let's have a quick look at the euro. Let's get rid of all this. Analysis here. Have a look at the euro. Probably pretty similar to gold. I mean, the euro looks nice to come up and tag some daily highs. Euro looks nice for the highs. Kind of similar to the pound, similar to gold. Much more room than gold. Gold's already had a huge push. The euro looks like if you can come down and grab some lows, that actually could be a trade. Let's have a look. So if you want to get long on the euro up into these highs, you'd probably want to see a closure back above here. This could have potentially been a pre-London fake out where you grab the highs and close back below. If you can close back above, that will confirm that this is a pre-London fake out, and then you could see some buys on the euro. That actually doesn't look too bad. Looks nicer than gold, to be honest. You're holding support. You have this little view app down here as well. If you can close back above, Yeah, the euro to come up and tap into these highs. Also, 135. Actually looks like quite a nice trade. Let's have a look. 1.135. Now, I don't want you guys to, if you don't usually trade these instruments, don't just start trading them just because gold's not really giving you anything. This is just me doing some analysis on some other markets. If your instrument isn't really giving you much opportunities right now, great. Take a step back, or let's focus on some other aspects of trading. Look at platinum. Yep, absolutely. We can have a look at platinum. Wait, if it's evening for Aaron and for me it's the morning, is he in the past or future? I am in the future, man, and I would tell you to buy gold because gold has had a fantastic push. Yeah, Pound's got some news this morning. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we can have a look at platinum. I don't really look at platinum too much, but let's see if we can see something here. Yeah, I'm in the future. It's what time is it? It's 10 past 5 in the evening for me. You guys can see the sunset going down behind me. My window view, the beautiful ocean, but the sun has gone down. If you go back to the start of the stream, you can probably slowly watch the sunset. Isn't that romantic? We're all watching the sunset here together. Wow, look at platinum with the push. Wow, wow, wow. Again, look at this for a push. That's incredible. Let's have a look at this weekly time frame. Major weekly support. When was that? Wow, back in April. Look at that, guys. Huge weekly support. Phenomenal push. Again, like, it's kind of similar to gold. It's like, well, what do you do? I would assume you're going to come up and fill in this range all the way up here. But, where would you now trade this? Again, it's kind of similar to gold, guys, where it's like, it's already had the push, and I know it can be frustrating, but what you don't want to do, guys, is get FOMO up here. I just made 1,300 today, Aaron. Thank you so much for your strategies. Welcome. Beautiful. Nice work, Daniel. 1,300 on a day like today is amazing, man. Incredible work. That's amazing work. Good job, man. Incredible. Good to see you. Good to see you crushing it, man. Especially on a Friday, man. Lock that out. That's a great way to end your week. Absolutely amazing work. Oh, nice, Greg. Nice. Beautiful trade. Yeah. Yeah, I'm done for the week. Thanks. Yeah, nice, man. Nice. Beautiful work. Yeah, platinum again is having a phenomenal pusher, guys. Very similar to gold. I honestly, if I was watching this, actually, intraday is not as bad. But if I was watching this, this is already a huge push. What do you want to do at these highs? Like, what has the daily trend been? The daily trend's been bullish. So do we want to start shorting it just because we're not already in the longs, which is what we usually think? Of course not. We want to be waiting for pullback opportunities to continue buying. So if I was looking at this on platinum, I'm not going to short it. But if we can come back down here and maybe give some fake out opportunities, then great. I would love to follow this. I certainly wouldn't be shorting after such a big move up. Remember, trend is friend, guys. Trade what's right in front of us, not what we think. But I'd say, yeah, if you can pull back, continue pushing. Gold might give us a... Let me see this 15-minute closure here on gold, guys. Gold's still trying to hold up. We're tapping into previous 15-minute lows, grabbing the highs, grabbing the lows. Let's see here. Does your trading style work across all futures markets? Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. Very similar concepts, like, the liquidity levels that I use on gold. The same idea works on NQ as well. I personally just trade gold because gold moves very well in the times that I trade. And I love trading price action, and gold moves very well for just trading price action. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of see, I give levels here on pretty much all markets, and they hit very, very well. So I would say so. But this is why I always think it's good to become in the earlier days a master on just something, because intraday characteristics, they may do similar things like NQ and gold, although they'll follow the same overall similar liquidity concepts. Intraday, they have different characteristics. So they require, identifying them on their own. I personally just trade gold. But if you wanted to use the same concepts on NQ, yeah, absolutely. It's basically just price action and understanding liquidity. Where am I located? London. No, I'm in Australia, man. I'm in Australia. It's 5:15 in the evening on a Friday. I'm spending my Friday sunset with you guys. That's why we turned the camera around today, and we can sit and watch the sunset together, whilst we try and figure out what on earth London is going to do here. I will be back in London in August, actually. Advice: when should I copy trade to more accounts after the first payout? I have a 50k now. I mean, just fly down to Sydney for Friday beers. Now that does sound pretty tempting. Not after your first payout, just when you feel consistent and when you feel like you're being able to trade the Topstep accounts from a very neutral, non-emotional perspective. And you're just focusing on just the charts, and you're not focusing on, oh wow, I'm copying 5 accounts, like I'm scared. Like, you know, just do whatever makes you feel the most comfortable, and obviously prove to yourself that you can be consistently profitable before you even consider doing it. That's my advice. But like even here, like I could copy trade all of these accounts here on Topstep. I don't like to. I personally prefer to keep them separate or just copy like 2 to 3. I always like to have combines running in the background. You know, I had another combine here that I passed yesterday, and I like being able to have that in the background ready to go in case I do lose an account or something like that. It kind of takes off a lot of stress. But on the funded accounts, I don't really copy them too much. I copy trade maybe like 2 or 3. And the rest, I like to keep them. I like to keep them separate personally. Here's my stats for the day. This is all from your strategy. Thanks heaps, and I really appreciate you a lot. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Strategy is absolutely crazy. Liquidity grabs and morning and evening stars and trend lines. Yeah, amazing, man. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Average losing trade $87. Average winning trade 239. Best trade 500. Worst trade 173. That's incredible work, man. Beautiful work, Daniel. Good job, man. Happy Friday to you. Good way to end the week, man. Good way to end the week. That's what we love to see. What's good, Aaron? What's good, man? You thought I lived in Thailand? No, I don't live in Thailand now. I have traveled to Thailand. I don't even know if I say I lived there, but I spent a lot of my earlier trading journey days in Asia. But no, I don't live in Thailand. I live in Australia. I'm here on the Gold Coast. It's getting dark early. It's only 5 p.m. It's basically like pitch black outside. Join TTC today. Thanks you. Nice. Welcome, man. Welcome. Pleasure to have you in, man. Excited to have you in. Yeah, gold. I would imagine some pretty big ranges today, guys. I don't want us to jump in a gold trade for the sake of it. If we do get a great opportunity in the next, 15 to half an hour, fantastic. We'll take it. But I don't want to force it here. Yeah, 710 watching. Only a few likes. I know, guys. Drop a like for the YouTube channel here, guys. We've had a great week in the markets. Tuesday was probably my best day. Thursday, actually yesterday, guys. Let me just share this with you guys. So there was actually a great. This is probably a good trade to explain here, guys. Is yesterday, guys. Remember, London had an incredible sell-off, and I didn't get any of this sell-off. This wasn't really my trade. You just kind of opened and you were just ripping down. By the time I saw it, we were all the way down here, so it's too late for me to short this. However, this is why I always say to you guys, patience is so important. And this is why patience always pays, because although I didn't get any of this, I don't go on tilt. I don't start revenge trading. I accept it and wait. And once this 30-minute here came down, liquidated both of these lows, and we spoke about this in our pre-New York market call. Once price started to close back above, great. What was that? That was a fantastic liquidity grab and a fantastic fake out. And then from here to here, you had 200 ticks. So although I didn't get any of this, this was the play. Didn't get all 200, but even 50 of this, even half of this was great. And that's why it's so important for you guys here right now. You might not have got any of this, but rather than going on tilt and rather than starting to revenge trade and rather than trying to get revenged and frustrated at the markets, accept it, wait, and I can almost guarantee you guys, you will get another good opportunity today. If not, who cares? You'll get one, I was going to say tomorrow, but you'll get one on Monday. Same as me here. I didn't get any of this push down yesterday. It's fine, accept it. I don't go until, I don't revenge trade, I walk away, come back in half an hour, 2 hours, and guess what? The market shape up for a fantastic 30-minute fake out play below a very nice liquidity level with a decent range to come fill up here for a 260 tick trade. If I got a fraction of that, I'll be very happy. So same as here right now. If you guys aren't in this, it's okay. This isn't going to be the last time that gold has a fantastic move like this. We have plenty and plenty and plenty of opportunities to get trades like this. But the most important thing is, if you start revenge trading up here out of frustration that you weren't able to catch this, you will mentally burn out, you will mentally blow up, you'll blow all your accounts, and you won't be here to trade the next good opportunity. And that's what we're here to do, guys. Do you trade gold in New York session when NY markets close? Yeah, absolutely, man. I trade gold in Asia and London. Yeah, absolutely. You can kind of already see this morning, gold's had a phenomenal move here before New York's even opened. 400 tick move, which kind of makes New York probably going to be a little bit tough today. Same as here. You know, we also traded pre-New York yesterday. You had a 200 tick move. New York Open didn't actually really do anything for gold yesterday. London had the move. But yeah, I trade gold in mainly Asia and London. I haven't traded New York in a while, to be honest. Sometimes I'll stay up, because New York for me is at like 11 p.m. So I don't. Oh, sorry. You mean when the New York market is closed? Sorry. Do you mean oh, my apologies. You mean like when it's like bank holiday, for example, in like New York? Sorry, man. I thought you meant like as in it's like not open yet. But you mean if like it's like a whole bank holiday? I believe it's a bank holiday in the UK as well. I'm pretty sure Monday is a bank holiday in the UK. Let me have a look. Yeah, we have a UK bank holiday and a US dollar bank holiday. So if you meant that one, sorry, man. I thought you meant just like pre-New York. No, I don't. Although I have seen great moves in the London session on gold, even when New York is closed. I just don't bother taking that risk anymore. I've had great trades, when New York is closed. I've also had days where it just does absolutely nothing. So now I just kind of accept it, treat it as a long weekend. It is also a bank holiday in the UK on Monday as well, guys. So I'll talk to the team over at Topstep, but I would assume we won't be trading on Monday. With the UK bank holiday and a US dollar bank holiday, I would assume gold will be extra quiet, if not all markets being extra quiet. Yeah, Memorial Day on Monday, yep. Goldie's still squeezing high. Let's see, do we get a 15-minute fake out there? Let's have a look. Not quite. No bottom wick again. If anything, it's like going to pull back. Let's have a look. Did NQ come up and fill in that range? Yeah, it's pretty much there. NQ's pretty much there. You did close above. Oh, a nice little squeeze here. Yeah, it might be early close. Yeah, it might be a long weekend this week. We'll see. I'll speak to the guys, but with it being a UK bank holiday, yeah, it'll probably be a quiet London session, if anything, to be honest. But yeah, I always kind of, if I see a US bank holiday, I just kind of treat it as a long weekend, to be honest. Yeah, Monday will be half trading. Yep, absolutely. The Euro's flying, really. Are we coming up for our highs? And you guys take the Euro play if we are? Yeah, look at that. Straight into that liquidity level. Wow, look at that, guys. That is your 15-minute fake out. You grab the lows, you close bullish. There's your buy. 20 ticks right there. Did anyone take that? Right up into that liquidity level. Now, the reason this was so nice is because people would have been shorting here, sitting their stops just above this level, and they're getting squeezed out. I missed that one. Very nice squeeze there, guys. Very, very nice squeeze. Yeah, got the Euro trade. Nice work, Ian. You got the Euro trade. Yeah, it was nice. This is the candle that you want to see. This is your fake out confirmation. There's your long. Very nice push. And as you're coming into these highs, that probably should be your scalp for the day. Pound stronger, really. Pound gone up into the highs as well. Where was our levels in the pound? Wow, look at that, guys. Look at that. Wow, we are pushing here. Again, what was this? Exactly the same way that we trade gold, guys. This is your retail trap. People jump in shorts. They put their stops just above. That is euro, pound, gold. Move the exact same way. There's your fantastic liquidity level. There's your fake out confirmation. There's your buy trade. This candle confirms the move. This is the candle that you trade. I think the euro probably gave a nice opportunity, to be honest. But both liquidity levels again hit very, very well there. Oh, nice. I'm in those. Nice. Got it in front of the VWAP. Nice. I don't know why we didn't. I thought we were sharing trades together, but I guess we're just I guess we're trading on our own today. Yeah, lovely push there, guys. Right up into that area. Now, if I was in this euro trade, yeah, price hunts liquidity, absolutely, man, and it loves to do it on the euro and pound as well. I don't day trade these anymore, but when I used to swing trade currencies, yeah, I'd swing trade the euro and the pound all the time, and it follows the exact same liquidity principle as gold. This is your trap to bring in sellers. There's your liquidity. There's your stop. To be honest, there's probably a high chance if you guys are in euro that you continue squeezing up here. If you start rejecting from this area, you'll bring in more sellers, therefore you'll probably likely squeeze us even higher. That is a very nice run there, guys. You got that pre-London false move down. This grab of the lows and closure back above confirms that that is a false move. You don't try and buy from down here. You don't try and buy against this evening star. But as soon as this candle grabs those and closes bullish, that's the confirmation that this was a false move. There's your entry. So that's what I say to you guys. Don't predict, react. So when this candle closes above, that's your reaction that the markets are closing bullish. This is a fake out. There's the trade you take. Confirmation, execution. Very nice push there, guys. Very, very nice push. Looking much nicer than gold as well, guys. Maybe we'll start trading these on a combine instead. Yeah, NQ coming for the highs as well. Everything's moving but gold, aren't we? Everything's moving but Goldie. I mean, Goldie's already had such a nice run, so it's not really surprising. Again, there's that breakout on ES. There's your trade. You don't try and predict from down here. You just wait for this candle to close. Okay, cool. That's the markets confirming we're closing with volume, and we also have direction. Fantastic. I trade the next candle. Very simple. Very, very simple. Let the markets come to us, guys. You know, I'm always I know, you know, sometimes you guys can, you know, you can see this move up and go, oh, damn, like I should have already been in. It's like, no, that's your, this candle here is your confirmation of a fake out, and it's your confirmation of volume. There's your trade. Like, that's it. You know, you don't want to be trying to predict too much. Sometimes you might miss a trade because you're waiting for the breakout, and by the time the breakout happens, the move is done. But more times than not, that is the confirmation that you need to see, and there's your trade. That's how I like to intraday trade here. I let the markets come to me. I'm not trying to predict down here. Although when we're down here, it's okay for me to think, oh yeah, this looks like a nice liquidity level. But I'm not here to trade off what I think. I'm here to trade off, okay, I do think we're going to grab these highs, but I don't want to start buying from down here. I want to let the markets come to me, close bullish, and then I'll react off what I'm thinking, because the markets have shown me that what I'm thinking is correct. Now I can take my trade. So very nice push there, guys. Yeah, good job to you guys who did get that trade. I haven't, I couldn't tell you the last time I had traded the pound or the euro, but that was pretty nice to see it hitting our levels pretty perfectly. What time frame do you take your trades on? 5 minute, man, 5 minute. I do my analysis on the higher time frame, and then I execute on the 5 minute. So as soon as this candle closes like this, okay, cool, I drop down to the 5 minute, I look for my entry, which that wouldn't too fair. You would have had to be very quick, very, very quick. But yeah, for me, 30 minute is my confirmation time frame, 5 minutes my execution. 30 minute or 15, depends on what's looking the cleanest. But in this example, the 15 was a beautiful fake out with great volume. So that would have been enough for me to take it from here. Not only did you break out, but look what you did. You also grabbed two equal lows, closed back above, and then you had to push. So yeah, lovely push there, guys. Much nicer than gold. Gold's already, like I said, you guys, you know, I kind of know gold's not going to do too much for us today. That's why I'm you know, happy to break down some other markets here for you guys and talk about some other stuff. But yeah, I haven't taken a trade on any of my accounts here today, guys. I haven't taken a single trade, and you know, that's okay. That's okay, because one candle can change everything. But then we got some great calls on other markets. I didn't trade them to get these funded accounts, so I'm not going to start trading now, but I'm happy to break them down for you guys. And that's why I want to use that 150. Maybe we should test that 150. Yeah, there you go. NQ coming for the highs there. NQ coming for the highs there, guys. Lovely squeeze. Calling all these markets, yet we've not taken it then. And that's also true, guys. Sometimes you might call the perfect move, but sometimes you might just not be able to get the execution. That's also okay. You know, I've called buys on NQ, pound, ES, and the euro, but haven't had an opportunity to really get them. So that's fine, you know. You take away the positive that you were able to call this nice move up here. Very nice squeeze here. Yeah, NQ having a beautiful push there. That's that 4 hour flipping bullish as well. Grabbing the lows, holding the daily support. Daily forming that beautiful morning star here, guys. If that daily flips bullish, previous daily highs looks like a very nice target. Would I short ES? Unlikely. Let me have a look, man. Remember, we're trying to form a daily morning star. So personally, I wouldn't. Yesterday you grabbed the lows, held support. I wouldn't be shorting this. No, personally not, man. Don't fight the markets. If you do want to get short, I mean, see how you react around these highs. I'd say there's a very high chance you're going to liquidate these highs before any sort of pullback. But to be honest, you have to ask yourself, why do you want to short? Like, do you have a reason to actually short, or do you just want to short because you didn't necessarily get the buys? I'm not saying that's the case, but it's just something to ask yourself. If I jump on and I see this, I go, I do absolutely not want to sell that. You want to be following the markets. Oh, cool question. If you had to trade on one time frame, only with that's the most accurate, showing enough information on a higher time frame and lower time frame, which time frame chart would you pick? 30-minute without doubt. No hesitation there, especially for gold. Gold on the 30-minute is so clean sometimes. It just moves so well. It grabs lows well. It forms the fake outs really well. It forms the morning stars and evening stars really well. It gives you enough time to think about your trade without getting too chopped up in the lower time frame. So yeah, I would say 30-minute. If I had to just pick one time frame to sit and watch here with you guys, 30-minute is probably my sweet spot. 30-minute is probably the time frame I watch the most, especially when I'm not on stream here with you guys. You know, in the evening for me, when I'm trading pre-London, when I'm trading pre-New York, I'm not sat here watching every single 5-minute closure. What I am doing is seeing 30-minute closures. If the 30-minute, let's say right now on gold, this 30 minutes grab the highs and close doji, I kind of say to myself, okay, cool, let me come back at the 8:30 candle. There's no need for me to sit here and watch this candle. And that's pretty much what I do all the time when I'm not on stream here with you guys. You know, I get opportunities throughout the day, pretty much most days. Not that it's my job to take every single one, but the reason I'm able to spot them is because I just, you know, every now and again, if I'm out and about, or, you know, I don't want to be sat here watching this all day long, I'll just check, you know, like a 30-minute closure on my phone. I know what I'm looking for. If the 30 minutes just broken out and it gives me an entry, cool, I'll come back to my laptop, see if I can get a trade. But yeah, 30 minutes is very nice, especially for gold. I assume it's probably nice for most markets, to be honest. Look at that, NQ ripping highs there, guys. What a push. Some of you guys did get that, which is amazing. Well done. You guys got more confidence to execute on NQ than me. Very, very nice push. But now that you're at these highs, guys, don't FOMO in here. That was the push. That was the trade. Euro continue squeezing. Oh, look at that instant sell-off on Euro. To be honest, I wouldn't be too surprised to see this flip. Let me see if we can see this on a combine. So you've just tagged the highs. You're coming down for a bottom wick. If you can re-break this 30-minute high here on the Euro, you could see this range being filled. It's only 17 ticks, but got that NQ long call. Nice work, Nick. Nice work. I haven't traded these instruments, so it's hard for me to have the confidence to trade these with you guys, because I know some of you guys will follow. Not that you should, but I like watching these play out more, because yeah, we've been having some really nice calls on NQ recently. Like I say, you know, I do just trade gold, but the more I watch NQ, I'm like, man, I might, you know, I want to start to get a feel for these. All the Topstep guys are coming to gold. I'm going back to NQ, guys. Yeah, and like I say, I do want to trade on a combine only. And it's always good, you know, if you do just trade gold, but no, gold's not really giving you much today, then, you know, go have a look at some other markets instead. Don't trade it on your funded accounts, you know. If you didn't get funded trading NQ, don't start trading NQ now just because gold's not doing anything. Maybe just fire up a combine and have a little play around, see how it goes, get a feel for the markets. That's probably the best way to do it, to be honest. Thoughts on platinum and copper? Platinum is having a phenomenal push, man. We had a look at platinum previously, and we are... Ooh, speak too soon. This is our pullback level. But on a daily perspective, platinum is absolutely ripping. This is the level that we're speaking about here for potential fake out buys on platinum. So if we close back below here, then close back above, it's a potential fake out buy level to continue squeezing daily highs. Yeah, stick with the gold for the streams. It's all NQ all day on the New York session. Yeah, we're just sticking for gold, man. I'm not going to the dark side. See, everyone here is trying to turn me to the dark side. We're staying on Goldie. Copper Copper, we had some great calls on the buys into this very nice liquidity level. Copper, I honestly wouldn't even recommend you guys to watch it. I honestly look at this daily on copper and I say, run a mile. This is telling me to not do anything, to be honest. So platinum, potential fake out continuation trades. Copper, nothing really of interest, to be honest. I think there's nicer markets out there than copper right now. Let's see that 15-minute close on gold. What we're doing, having a bit of a pullback here. Ranging as expected, guys. Since we've jumped on, when we jump on 7:30 London time, we've pretty much opened and closed in the exact same place. Dakota loves the 100 tick. Aaron loves the 30-minute pick your boys. Yeah, I've never used the tick chart. I'd like to pick someone's brains at some point on that. I've never used a tick chart. One of my other trading friends, Andy, he used the tick chart as well, and he does it very well. I've never used it. Where is it? I've never used it. I don't really understand the thought process behind it, but I would be interested to hear. Like, is there that much of a difference? I don't know. I would love to hear it a little bit more. Loading loads here. Thank you. Appreciate it, Dave. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Although we haven't taken a trade today here. That's what these streams are all about. Like I said to you guys, we don't want to be, if we tried to jump in a trade here, guys, we would absolutely be pulling our hair right now, hoping for the markets to do something. The worst thing you want to do is be stuck in a trade and be hopeful. So rather than being hopeful that gold does something here, what we're doing is we're understanding we've had a phenomenal push. Yeah, it might be annoying that you didn't catch it. Well, tough. Careful. Just have to accept it. So rather than getting stuck in this range, blowing up, we just say that's fine. We accept it. We'll talk about some other things, and we'll look at some other markets. But yeah, that's what these streams are all about. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at NQ. NQ still squeezing the highs. Yeah, look at that. Lovely. That was a great push there, guys. That was actually a really, really, really nice trade. Any guys who do trade NQ, or any guys who are interested in NQ, the best place to have bought this for our plan is once that 15-minute fake out got confirmed. That would have been an absolutely beautiful trade. Any closures back below would be a pretty decent exit. That was a really, really nice push. Really, really nice push. Much nicer than Goldie. That's good. You guys saying you learn a lot, which is great, considering I haven't got a trade here this morning. That's what we like to hear. We have had some good trades this week. We don't have to get a trade every single day. You were in from 172. Yeah, nice. Yeah, 172. Yeah, nice, Nick. Nice. So you got in on this closure, right? Actually, we got in on this 15 closure. 172 up into these highs. Yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Lovely work, man. Lovely work. Let me just have a look at this euro for potential continuation play. Let's have a look. If this euro re-breaks this high, it wouldn't surprise me too much to continue pushing up. Let's see. If euro breaks back above 135, you could see a decent push into 136 pretty quick. Because that's your next liquidity level. Any rejection from here, same as down here, guys. You've either got stops here or you've got stops here. Or if you're still adjusting your stops, I'd say this is probably the final breaking point. Would love a large cold beer there, and let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. I don't drink very much very often, but for a special occasion like that, we'll make an exception. Man. We'll make an exception. It's Friday after all as well. So yeah, if you can break back above 135 here on the euro, guys, you could see some squeezes all the way back into 138. Sorry. Wait, where's this one from? What's that level we got there? Too many levels here. Oh, that's our daily level. That's our big daily level. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to continue breaking out, buys up into Wednesday's high, it really wouldn't be that crazy. Yeah, she's and cigars, absolutely, man. I may have to crank out a cigar after this. It's been a good and tough week. I've had a good week. I've had a profitable week, but it's also been pretty challenging at times. It's been pretty challenging at times. Yeah, maybe it's cigar time after this. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, if I'm ever in your area, guys, definitely message me on Instagram. You know, always happy to catch up with, you know, other traders and just talk about trading. Absolutely. How do you determine and know when it's a fake out? Great question, man. It's a very good question. Now, this is very important, and this is kind of one big mistake that I made quite a lot in my earlier days, and it's the exact same principles with liquidity. Let me just turn down this background noise. It's a bit too loud for me. Maybe it's not loud for you guys, but so where are we? Let's have a look. Yeah, we take trades here, man. Gold's just had a phenomenal push. We've taken plenty of trades this week, and there's a potential euro trade setting up. But I only trade gold, and right now gold's not really giving me very much. Yeah, we take trades here, man. We've taken trades this week, for sure. But when the markets are ranging, I love to sit on my hands and let everyone else try and revenge trade. But to answer your question, man, how do you determine know when it's a fake out? Now, this is very important. So, one thing that I used to mess up on in the beginning when I was trying to trade these fake out or liquidity plays, whatever you want to call it, is let's say the market's just done this and, you know, we're doing this and, you know, let's say we close below, and the key is closure. A lot of people, when this candle's closed below, they try and jump in longs predicting that this is going to be a fake out. And then when price comes back to pull this level, hold this and keep pushing lower, they get stopped out. And then how do you know? How do you know it's not a break and retest? And how do you know it's a fake out? So a liquidity grab and a fake out is only confirmed, let's say if this candle closes below, and let's just say you've got a solid liquidity level up here that you want to buy a price up into. Now there's a fine line between trading what you think and trading what's right in front of you. And for me, if a candle's just closed below a decent level of support, cheers, man. Happy Friday. See you next week. So if candle has actually closed below the level of support, what you don't want to do is start buying just because you think price can go up. It's okay to think, you know, we need to grab these highs. However, you only react off what you think once the markets show you that the fake out on liquidity grab is confirmed. So for me, if the candle closes below, it's only once we close back above and actually close back above the support in a long bias that I go, okay, cool. That's the fake out confirmed. Now I'm going to take my trade. Now I'm going to react off what the markets have shown me. So a great example, and you see these all the time on gold. We had about 100 tick yesterday on gold, trading a 30-minute fake out. And I'll show you. That is not gold. Let's let me show you. We had a great one yesterday on the 30-minute, and I'll show you guys. So here, now these were some decent liquidity levels from yesterday, and when this candle's closing below, now I don't start buying just because I want price to go up or I think price is going to go up. We're not here to trade off what we think, and we're certainly not here to trade off what I think. I will only, if I want to go long because I think that price can, our level yesterday was price coming up for a retracement back up into this zone. And although I think price can have a retracement, I will only react. And this is what you guys want to understand. There's a difference between my earlier days, I would trade off what I think. Now I trade off what the price is showing me. I react to the markets. So when price is closing below, I go, that's fine. Let me wait, let me come back in 30 minutes. And when this 30-minute grabs these liquidity levels and closes back above, and the key is closure, especially on gold, that's the markets confirming this is a liquidity grab, we're holding support, and now we're confirming a fake out. And then I get my long trade. So the fake out is only confirmed once the candle actually closes in the opposing direction. And you guys can see the exact same thing here. Now, why would you not try and short this breakout? Well, because we had an upside liquidity level of here. So what do? When price is closing below, we go, oh, cool, that's fine. We're not trying to short the breakout. We're not trying to predict longs. We wait for the next candle to close. And once this candle closes back above, that's the markets telling us, okay, cool. This move down was clearly false. there's the volume, there's the fake out, there's our trade. So there's you have to let the candle close and confirm that it's a fake out. Otherwise, you end up just trading what you think. And there's nothing to say that, you know, before this candle here closes, there's nothing to say that this can't just be, you know, a break and a retest to continue pushing lower. And then you end up jumping in a long before the candles close back above. And then you look back and go, oh, wow, that was a really stupid trade. Same as here, you know, when this candle closes below, as this is pulling back, if anything, you should be looking for shorts because it's a breakout and it's holding the level. It's only once you actually close back above that the markets are confirming the fake out. What if it's a fake out of a fake out? Now that does actually happen. That might sound like a stupid question. That's actually not a stupid question. That does happen. You can kind of see it here, to be honest. Like you probably, let's say if you were looking for shorts here, price closed below and then closed back above and then closed back below. They're the times where I'm like, oh, that's fine. Like I'll take my loss and you know, come back the next day. And that does happen. It's not very often that it does happen, but it does happen. And if it does happen, I'm probably just stuck in a bit of a range that I probably shouldn't be trading anyway. This would make an amazing YouTube video to rewatch. Yeah, 100%, man. Absolutely. Let me try and find a time where a fake out was a fake out of a fake out. Too many fake outs. So let's say if, and that does happen. And again, this is the big thing, guys. Like, and it's okay to be wrong sometimes as well. It's like, you know, fake outs don't work 100% of the time, right? They do work very well, but there's times where they might not work. Kind of here, like this is a pretty good example. And, you know, the markets aren't perfect, guys, and we're not here to be perfect either. So let's say, for instance, here, guys, this is a great example. Let's say if you got long on gold, let's say if you got long here on gold, once price grabbed these lows and closed back above, you decided to buy this candle here with stops sitting just down below this low. Now, the way that I like to trade is if this candle recloses back below the level, then to me, this invalidates the fake out and there's no real volume. So I personally prefer to cut my trade right away and just wait. If I'm trying to trade a fake out and then the next candle here closes against me, I'll just cut my trade straight away and wait. Because there's a high chance if that's the case, you're probably going to range. And I don't want to be sat in a range because that's where my biggest losses can come. But then what I'll do is I'll go, okay, cool. That's fine. That fake out didn't work. I want to cut my trade straight away and wait. What do I want to wait for? The exact same thing. So once the exact same opportunity comes up, you break back below the support, you don't jump in the shorts, but as soon as this candle grabs the lows and closes back above, I just do the exact same thing. I don't get emotional that it didn't work here. Yeah, it might be a little bit annoying, but who cares? It's just a trade. We're always trading for the next trade. So let's say you bought this trade, it didn't work, it closed back below, fine, take the 10, 20 tick loss, whatever it may be. Wait. Here, as soon as it closes back below, you close back above, fantastic, there's your trade. So you don't buy this one, sorry. Once this candle closes below, you go, that's fine, I'm not interested in shorts. Why? Because we've grabbed the liquidity. But once we do close back above, I'll do the exact same thing that we did here, and you'll make back that loss and some. So that may sound silly to some people, like what do you do if it's a fake out of a fake out? That actually does happen. Not very often, as you guys can see, but it does happen. And if it does happen, we're probably just in a range. And I want to identify that range as quick as I can and be okay with taking a step back. Oh, Goldie, look at this one, Goldie, guys. This is absolutely insane. Did the Euros? Yeah, Euro. Goldie is nuts today, guys. Yeah, Euro probably coming back in for that re-break of the high. What's that re-break of the high? What are you squeezing about? 10 ticks, 20 ticks? Great analysis. Thank you. Appreciate it. Great coaching. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Considering gold is just ripping here without us, we've got to share some sort of value, guys. If you're wondering, guys, why am I just talking and not jumping in trades? It's just very difficult for me to buy gold here when you've already had this huge push. If I'm buying gold, I was meant to be buying gold from back down here. It just didn't really give me an opportunity. So this high up, I'm just happy to let it do its thing. The last thing I want to do is start chasing gold from here, and I certainly don't want to be selling. So absolutely don't short here, guys. This is not the short. Don't fight the markets. We wait for it to pull back, and then we get our opportunity. Whether it comes in the next half an hour, who cares? It will come at some point, so we just got to be patient for it. If the markets have moved, 400 ticks before you were able to jump on. That's just trading sometimes. What you don't want to do is start revenge trading going on tilt. You just accept it and wait. Just noticed you have no volume on the charts. Do you not look at volume? I look at volume in terms of the candlesticks, man. That's my way of identifying volume, how big the bodies are in the candles. You can use volume indicators. I personally don't like to. I feel like they kind of show me volume like once it's already happened. You could look at order flow instead, probably, to be honest. But I just like to use candlesticks, to be honest, man. It's quite easy for me to see if there's volume in gold right now. I don't really need an indicator to tell me that gold's probably got a lot of volume. I like to keep it clean. How many candles you need to see for confirmation on when it breaks a trend area? Just two. A closure below and a closure back above. That's good enough for me. So here yesterday, these pre-New York buys, this candle here, close bearish. This one here, grab lows, close bullish. Two is enough. That's good enough for me. Depends on how strong your targets are as well. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Good question, man. You wait for the next candle before candle closing before canceling. Yeah, 100%, man. Because that's what gold loves to do. Gold could be looking so bearish. If you cut your trade before the candle closes, before you know it, gold ends up leaving these wicks, and that's what gold loves to do. And that's why gold kind of traps people on the wrong side so much. Because it can look so bearish up until like the last 5 minutes sometimes, and then it can just completely change. And if you cut your trade before the candles actually closed against you, you could miss out on some great wicks. You know, before this was a huge wick on gold. This was a massively bearish candle. Before this was a huge wick on gold. This was a massively bearish candle. And if you cut your trade before this candle closed, by the time it did wick up, you're trying to chase your entry again. So yeah, candle closures is very, very key on gold. Yeah, did you have a 15 fake out on gold? I mean, like you kind of did. The only reason I didn't take this 15-minute fake out is just because it's so overextended for me. But you can kind of see here, you close below, you close back above, and now you're trying to push. It's just, I just can't justify buying gold this high. But yeah, technically it wasn't a little fake out there. Not the cleanest of opportunities. We've seen much cleaner opportunities live together, but yeah, technically it was. Euro re-breaking the highs there, guys. 5-minute fake out there, kind of gapped up, squeezing. Again, Euro's already had a pretty phenomenal push. Let me see here. Yeah, NQ came up to fill in them highs as well, guys. So with that being said, guys, unfortunately no trades for me here today in the London session. But I'm happy to end my week flat, to be honest. With gold having such a massive move before we were able to jump on, you know, we can do two things. We can revenge trade it, or we can just accept it. I'm happy to accept it and share some value with you guys, and wrap up a pretty fantastic week in the market. So with that being said, guys, it is Friday evening for me here. We've been on for about an hour and a half here, guys. We've called some great levels, and hopefully you guys have taken value from this stream. I appreciate you guys taking the time to sit down with me here on a Friday morning or evening, depending on where you are. And I will see you guys same time again next week. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Don't chase gold. Let it do its thing. And I'll see you guys same time again next week. Trade safe, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you, guys. I'll see you all next time. Trade safe, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.